beyond Nigeria. Russian military drones violated Polish airspace in the late hours of last Wednesday, marking a significant escalation in tensions between Russia and NATO. Between 19 and 23 drones allegedly launched from Russian and Belarusian territory entered Polish airspace over key locations, including Warsaw, Lublin, Rzeszów, and areas surrounding Warsaw's international airports. This unprecedented incursion triggered immediate military responses from Poland and allied NATO forces, resulting in multiple drones being shot down and the temporary closure of several airports. The violation represents the first time since 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine that NATO members have directly engaged Russian drones in their airspace. Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk described it as an unprecedented attack on both Polish and NATO territory, invoking Article 4 of the NATO Treaty, which calls for consultations when a member's territorial integrity is threatened. The US, NATO members such as the Netherlands, Germany, France, and the Czech Republic quickly moved to reinforce air defenses along NATO's eastern flank in response, underscoring the severity of the breach and its wider security implications. Moscow denied any intention to target Poland and dismissed the incident as misinformation designed to escalate the conflict. However, security analysts interpret the drone incursion as a deliberate Russian probe to test and expose gaps in NATO's defensive posture, particularly probing the alliance unity and the resolve of its members, including the US. This act signals a willingness by Russia to push boundaries and challenge NATO's eastern perimeter without triggering full-scale conflict, heightening regional instability and global insecurity. The immediate military response involved coordinated actions by Polish jets, supported by Dutch fighter aircraft, alongside the deployment of ground-based air defense systems. NATO countries have committed to deploying additional troops, advanced air defense weapons, and fighter jets to Poland to strengthen the alliance's deterrence and defensive measures. The UN Security Council held an emergency session to address the incident, reflecting the global concern over the direct violation of the NATO member states' sovereignty and its potential to escalate into a wide conflict. Mr. Due Process, this is an international conflict that attempted to escalate. We know that NATO has been existing since World War II. Since the Cold War, since the end of the World War II, of course. And it was established the fundamental reason for its establishment was to protect members against aggression. And the rule is that if any member state is attacked, that means that attack is seen as an attack or a blow to the all members, and they would respond to counter the attack coming from the aggressor. And so, but Russia is saying that it was not meant to attack Poland. But what should we really believe here? And do you see this as an escalation on the Russian-Ukraine conflict?
The violation of the Polish airspace is yet another reminder that those who are going about the peace deals, trying to strike the ceasefire, are not sincere to themselves. They have projected the economic benefits over the humanitarian need to establish peace in that region. And you can see the escalation is now tilting towards Polish airspace. Of course, Russia haven't denied that they weren't there for any escalation of violence. Of course, it's a brass attack and disregard for international law. And this is seen as an attack on NATO, not just Polish, not just Poland as a country, but on NATO, because Poland is an ally of NATO. So I see escalation that's now taking over the region, and is not good for world peace. I expect that the person of Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin should be able to strike a deal and end this unnecessary escalation in that region. And in a situation where they are trying to quell the situation in Ukraine, and another one is brewing up in Poland, is not good for world peace. It's not good for the region. It's not good for the economic, it's not good for the economic atmosphere of that region. And it may lead to widespread escalation in several other parts of the region, which is not good for world peace. We wouldn't want to see yet another situation of world war brewing up again because of the human casualties that it involves.
All right. Ibrahim, what would you say was the motivation or the motive of Russian, violation of the airspace of Poland?
It's Mr. Chukurafel. You know, the violation of the sovereign integrity of Polish airspace is condemnable, and it goes against international law. It's a violation of the international law. However, you have to understand that the NATO countries that are now talking about what is right, they are not, they are the first people that violate this international law. So sadly now we're living in a world where might is right. If you're stronger than the person, you can invade him, you can do anything necessarily to that person that is weaker. So only strength matters in the world we are living. And clearly Russia have the cards. When they had meeting with Donald Trump, it is clear that Vladimir Putin made it categorically clear, made it known to Donald Trump that I have the card and you can't do nothing about it. And if we're going to be real, we all know that if today United States of America decides to invade any country in the Caribbean or in northern part of America, Russia will not stop them. Why? Because they have the military might. The only way to stop them is to engage with them in a war confrontation. And the confrontation might mean destruction of the two countries. So United States of America and NATO pretending that they could possibly stop Vladimir Putin from what he's doing to Ukraine, I know they know clearly that it is not possible because they know he has the military might. And in a world whereby might is right, nobody will dare stop him. Most especially now that we have Donald Trump as the US president, someone who believes in transactional politics. He don't care about what is right or wrong. He only care about what will bring money to United States of America, what United States of America has to lose in the process. And yes, there must be concession from the parts of the Ukrainians. It is clear that for this war to stop, there must be concession, territorial concessions from Ukraine, because clearly they don't have the cards, as Donald Trump told Vladimir Zelensky. It is sad we're living in a world like this, that it is not what is written in the law that is being carried out. These people have veto power in the United Nations. And the United Nations is more or less like an aristocracy rather than democracy. 150 something countries will vote and one country will vote against and it will stand. This is not democracy. And it begs the question, maybe these people understand that democracy in principle is good, but practically it's not possible for you to practice democracy. That's why even in their country, the United States of America, in their own democratic process, they have something they call electoral college to checkmate the vast majority of vote casted in the country. So, and that's the same process practiced in the United Nations, that once a vast majority of countries like African states voted, and United States of America or Russia or any country among these 5 countries that have a permanent seat in the Security Council vote against, it will stand, and it's called a veto power. So that's the reality of the world we are living, and they should not be pretending that they have a superior moral stand. That's my problem with the Western world. That's self-acclaimed moral superiority. They don't have any moral superiority. They violate the international law more than any other person else. So they should stop pretending and let us have clarity. If the stand is, if I'm stronger than you, then I can do anything to you, then let it be applicable to anyone. Then if it is morality, then let it be applicable to anyone. No state have a monopoly over violence or monopoly over virtue. That's my stand, clearly.
But do you think that because Russia has military might almost equals the United States, that it can do whatever it likes without even calculating the implication of that? I'm talking about its attempted, violation of the airspace of a member of NATO.
Yeah, I'm not supporting what they did. What they did is clearly wrong. I said it. But the reality is, considering military might, clearly, yes, in a conventional warfare, they have the military apparatus, military infrastructure, and the personnel to confront any country in the world. Clearly, NATO was created because of Russia. So clearly, Russia posed a threat to them. That's why they came together and unite themselves to pose a deterrence to the Russian aggression. We all know that. The only thing the United States of America have more than Russia in terms of military is their military spending. They spend more than Russia. But in terms of nuclear warhead, they have the largest stockpile of nuclear warhead. They have 5,000 compared to United States of America 4,000. So they have everything. They have one of the most dangerous nuclear weapons in the world, by the way, the Saturn III. So, they say in nuclear war, nobody wins. They will destroy everyone in the world and destroy themselves. So that's the reality. And United States of America knows that clearly. If they are going in an all-out war with Russia, it is an existential threat to the whole of the universe, to the whole of the planet, not even to Russia and United States of America alone. And with regards to whether they have the moral justification to do that, no. But the hypocrisy in the geopolitics is concerning. Currently, United States of America is backing genocide, right? So United States of America don't have the moral superiority to tell Russia what to do or what not to do. The Western world are backing genocide, the only genocide that we are watching on our phones unfolding. So they don't have the moral superiority. That's my stand. But it is wrong to do that. It is wrong to invade any country. But the West are the people that set the ground for everyone to follow. And sadly, they are the one violating it before anyone else.
Ibrahim Umawase, DDM journalist, and Christian Akouche, convener Due Process Integrity Vanguard. Thanks for your contribution and time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chukwurafa.
All right, viewers, this is where we come to the end of the program on Monday. We shall meet again tomorrow to bring you a new and exciting edition. If you love this show, do not hesitate to hit the like button, make your comments, share the video, and subscribe to DDM TV for you to continue to enjoy the conversation. I am Tochukwu Raphael. See you tomorrow.